everybody, and welcome back to 3-2 Brew. Today we're going to be taking on the first half of our pre-fire league. We are going to be running it back through with a deck that I had recently run on the channel, which was going to be Red-Green Ponza, or a lot of people call it Red-Green Utopia or just Gruul Utopia. I'm going to think of a more fun name for these decks. I know a lot of people in the pre-modern scene, wish that decks had cooler names, and I think the cool names for decks is a lot of fun. I do it for my EDH decks and stuff, and a lot of my friends do, so I eventually will be thinking of a name for this, but this deck is very, very fun for me to run. I like land destruction, but I also like resource denial plans or ramp plans, so this kind of fits my full package. What is this deck trying to do? This deck is trying to outpace you with Utopia Sprawls and Arbor Elves. Ideally, you want to drop Arbor Elf turn 1, and then turn 2, hit a land Utopia Sprawl, and then Arbor Elf untap it for 4 mana to drop out one of our key pieces like Pia and Kieran Nalar, Chandra, or even a Blood Moon with mana open for Bolt or something. So this deck is trying to accelerate and outpace all of the opponent's decks while also setting up the ability to lock people out with Blood Moons. This is not always good. But against many decks in this format, I believe this can be detrimental. And the major change in the creature set here from the previous deck is that I added 3 Magus of the Moon. I had Gruul Spellbreakers in here, which I do think were relatively good, but not as impactful as I was hoping. So I'm kind of running a 7 Moon setup, which I think might have some run against a lot of different decks. So very excited to see it. We have 2 Chandras in here. I think she's an all-star in this format. Very, very good. She allows us to also pretty much untap and always have 8 or 6 mana available to us, which is the top of our curve. We have 2 Inferno Titans down here, which for some decks, this card is just straight up unbeatable. We got 1 Stormbreath Dragon, which I am relatively impressed by. Depends on the matchup, but the protection from white is not to be trifled with Path to Exile as one of our premier removals in this format. 2 Glorybringer. This helps us deal with a lot of the creatures in this format. So if you exert this, it just completely cooks a non-dragon creature, which I enjoy. Pia and Kieran. I never played with this card prior to this format. I'm very, very impressed with the way that this card works. Extremely efficient, and I think it's a lot of fun to play with. I would even consider just building this for Commander because I think it would just be a fun, casual Commander. So I've really enjoyed this card, and I'm interested to see more play of it. 3 Tireless Tracker, again, one of my favorite cards. It's very, very good. We do have a good amount of fetch lands to go alongside of it. So this card can be hit or miss, but I do think it's one of the more powerful 3-drops in the format. Magus, Courser Crewfix. This is a one-of from one of the original lists that I found to help build this current iteration of this. I think Courser is very good. The 2 green Devotion is a bit tough in this deck sometimes, but I do really enjoy the way this deck or this card looks when it hits the battlefield. The life gain is not non-zero, so I really enjoy that. Being able to clear the top of the deck is great. And then 2 Bops, and then 4 Arbor Elves, which is one of the key pieces of the deck. So 20 creatures overall. This is kind of an aggro deck, in a sense. To me, at least, I like to play it more tempo-y, where it depends on your opening hand. If you have any of the sorceries, so I got 2 Molten Rains, 4 Stone Rains. This is a land destruction package we have in here. This can help slow down the opponent or stall the opponent. Bolts are great as well. I cut some bolts, I believe, to add 1 land, so I had 3 bolts, went down to 2. They're very good, and they're obviously a very powerful card, but it's not like we have snap to snap bolt or anything. And I wanted more consistency as well. There was 21 lands in this deck, and obviously with Arbor Elf, you're untapping for a lot of mana, but you need that mana up front to get your package started. So I wanted to ensure that I never missed something in the package, or never missed land drops, at least to the best of my ability. So I added 1 mountain to have a little bit more red, since this deck is heavy red, but we don't really run any mountains because Blood Moon's supposed to take that. So I just added 1 mountain just to see. Maybe it'll become a forest after this. I don't know. 4 Utopia Sprawl. That's one of the key pieces of this deck. And then 4 Blood Moon, like we said. Sorry, my nose is a bit stuffy right now. Sideboard here. So I did some changes to the sideboard. I have 3 Grafdigger's Cages and 2 Skoos as our potential graveyard hate. So Skoos is our hard graveyard hate. where you exile stuff and you get rid of it and everything. As I said, I don't like to leave home without my scoos. I wish I could fit it into this deck on the primary package, but I just don't have a spot for it right now. So it's sitting in the graveyard or in the sideboard for now. We don't have any graveyard hate turn 1 or game 1. We're just going to try and hate it out, or really go past it. We've got to go faster. So, but Graveyard or Grafdigger's Cage as well. This is not a Zenith package. I don't have Pod in here. And this Grafdigger's Cage hits both of them for a very, very efficient rate. As I've said multiple times, I think it's extremely powerful in this format. I also like the fact that it is a pretty bad hit to dredge, so I enjoy Grafdigger's Cage a lot. Nature's Claim is what I have in here for our hard enchantment hate. So we have a bit more enchantment and artifact hate than normal in this deck, but it's kind of incidental. So Nature's Claim is going to give us, you know, quick and efficient way to remove an artifact or enchantment. They do gain 4 life, but when you have a lot of cards beaten in, this deck should be able to reclaim that 4 life relatively quick. I have an Ancient Grudge to destroy just an artifact. I like the fact this has a flashback, so if it gets hand-hated for whatever reason, I can just flash it back. And then one of the major adds to this is a card from when I started playing Magic, that I started around the Guilds of Ravnica block, is Cindervines. So this hates out non-creature spells. A lot of non-creature spells floating around right now. There's a lot of fun non-creature spells in this format, let's be honest. So deals 1 damage to that, but I can also pay 1 to sack Cindervines and destroy target artifact or enchantment, and it deals 2 to that permanence controller. I really, really, really like the way that this card has played from my time playing it in general. I think Cindervines is relatively underrated. So I do think that this deck, or this card, has a lot of run. It's not as good, obviously, as a Dampening Sphere or stuff like that to stop Storm, but it does ping them down considerably, especially if we're able to put some early pressure on them. They do got to think about their life total. So this is more of a test drive with this Cindervines. I want to see if it's, you know, formidable in this format or not. So then I went up to 3 Anger of the Gods. So this card's really more to hit the like Mardu token decks and stuff like that. It can clean up certain twin builds as well. It can hit Delver, but it also hits Dredge really bad. And I'm terrible against Dredge. If anyone here has watched my videos on Pre-Fire, you know that Dredge is my mortal enemy. So, and I got 2 3-balls. I know that I don't know how good this card is in this format. I don't see many people running 3-ball. Let's just be honest. I love this art and I love this card. So I'm going to run this anytime I can. I got 2 of them in the board. I think there's a lot of run for them. This is obviously great against Storm as well. So probably this and Cindervines would come in versus a Storm deck or whatever, or a Spellslinger deck. So we just go above 3-ball, which is ideal. And a lot of our major stuff starts hitting at 3. So our lowdown stuff shouldn't really be impacted by it. But overall, I'm very excited to run this through the league. Red Green Ponza, which is a name, I think of a fun name for it. But I think we're going to have some run. The first iteration went 4-2, but again, everyone was still learning the format even more than they are now. So I hope we end up with a pretty good record. I'd like to possibly make the playoffs for once in my lifetime. So I hope everybody's going to enjoy, and let's hop on over to this first match. On the play against Affinity for Winning, also known as Mouth of Sauron. No acceleration in this hand. Don't know what we're up against. I think this is a mulligan. Now that's what we're looking for. All right. I'm going to put a forest at the bottom. Oh yeah, I also updated these decks with my new whatchamacallits. I'm blanking on the name. Brain is slow. New basics. Have this make red. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh no, I'm not. I'm not an idiot. And 1, and we're gonna Blood Moon. Now we don't have much else going on in the hand right now, and that's a-okay. Sorry everyone, my throat is a bit sore right now. Alright, Street Wraith on the cycle. 2 cards in hand for us, a lot for them. Ooh. I like this. We got ourselves a Chandra. Let's see if we can grab something to cast here. Yeah, let's see if we can exile. Ooh, bummer. No. I was hoping to hit a 3-drop. Tough one, tough one. I am going to chip in for 8 here. I have the opportunity to. Ooh, we're against Living End. Okay. Street Wraith cycling. I was going to add mana to this Chandra, just so we didn't hit that exact scenario, but we do have a good number of 3 and less drops, really. Really would be a 2 and less drop. I guess I should have thought that one through just a little bit more. MTGO being a bit slow on us here today. Eating up my clock. But they're most likely going to get a chance to Living End here, which is a bit of a bummer. But I guess it depends if they have Violent Outburst or not. Because they have red, they have green. I still like the moon in this situation. I think Living End is a very cool deck, by the way. It looks pretty good in this format. Not like super overpowered. It'll probably beat our deck because we're just on a slightly more fair plan, even though a lot of things we do is unfair, to be honest. So, yeah, I should have just plussed the mana on this Chandra, in all honesty. I guess they took some damage from it, but I would have rather had that dragon than not had it and dealt 2 damage. So, you know, that's just a misplay on my end, which is okay. I just didn't really, I just didn't think, you know, enough about the curve. And I also, for some reason, thought I had 3 mana when I really didn't. Ooh, that's a good hit. All right. Let's exile the top here. We have 4, 5, 6, 7 total mana. I actually don't mind that. Yeah. I will pay that and 1. Man, MTGO is slow today. Top is a tireless tracker. Even if I untap here, I'm not going to be able to Glorybringer, sadly. I'm not going to attack because they could Violent Outburst right here, right now. And I don't really want to risk it. I will play the land, though. I know that Tireless Tracker is a tough one, but we'll see what we have with Chandra. So we get a bit of synergy here. Yeah, Violent Outburst. Man, that's tough. We just got unlucky that this is a deck that Moon just doesn't really care about that much. But that's okay. We're going to take some bad beats here. Let's see what they got in their exile zone. Pale Recluse. Okay. Fulminator Mages. So they do have some land destruction in here. Archfiend. Yeah, this looks pretty straight up. Okay. So we're going to lose our Chandra. Good news is here, though, that we're going to be able to Glorybringer and clear one of their things. Chandra. Okay. So this is going to be rather lucky for us, I think. I think what we want is this right here. And I do think we exert. I think that's the correct call. Next turn, we can reload with a Tireless Tracker. They cycle Street Wraith, which makes me think that they have the Violent Outburst of some sort, possibly. Fulminator Mage. Okay. Taking a land out, that's all right with me. We are back down to 4 mana. That is perfect. Tireless Tracker, and then an Arbor Elf. We can take another turn of beats. They could always living end here, I guess. I guess that's a bit of the chicken. So if they living end, I get back Arbor Elf and Courser. They could always double Bolt, but I don't think they have Bolt in their deck. They can't have Bolt in their deck, actually. Yeah, I don't think there's any burn here for me to worry about. If they living end, that's a bummer. But I'm going to gamble that they don't. Another Fulminator Mage. Okay. Drop that. Draw here. Okay. Utopia Sprawl. Put that on that forest. Have it tap for an additional green. Move to attacks. Put that on the Fulminator Mage. And that'll be GG's. Very nice. All right, we took one against them. So Grafdigger's Cage does not hit them here. Scoos will hit them, though. Cindervines is not bad, but it's not what I'm looking for. I think it's going to be Trinisphere. Anger of the Gods doesn't quite do enough against them, sadly. They didn't seem too affected by the Blood Moon. So I'm just going to take out the Magus of the Moon. Although, that's interesting though, isn't it? Because the Magus, although it's killable, it also comes back with Living End if they do kill it. Never really thought about that. I don't know what the correct sideboarding setup for that is. I'm just going to go back down to, what is that, 4 Moon? Yeah, so we're going to revert down to 4 Moon. Where is it? 3 Moon. 1, 2, 1. So this would be a 3 Moon on the draw. They have black. I guess shutting off black for them, but they should know to fetch now. Do I value Blood Moon or Magus more? I think I value Blood Moon slightly more still. Yeah, I think this is the setup we're going to want. I'll submit that. I think we got a little lucky being on the play there, but that's okay. The Chandra decision tree is a bit tough for me still, but... Piece of ramp. No lockout. But we do have Scoos with the ability to eat, which I don't hate. 2 Painless Lands, Tireless Tracker. This is a bit slower, but I think I'm okay with that. We have some disruption for their graveyard here. All right, Utopia Sprawl. We'll let this tap for red, this one. We got 2 Tireless Trackers. Okay. I do think I run it out here. If they want to figure out some kind of removal spell, it's a bummer, but their call. Two red in the pool. Okay, Archfiend of Ifnir. It's going to be a bummer for us to try and beat. But Tireless Tracker might be able to outpace that. Wow, they just passed right through their turn. I'm actually just going to move to combat here. Okay, second main, I'm going to Tireless Tracker. And then I'm going to Windswept Heath. Okay. We got 2 extra draws. That's what I like to see, personally. Next turn, we can deploy a Scoos and start eating up their graveyard. If they don't living end us here. Ooh, unlucky. Let's see. We have a stomping ground, which would let us eat twice or only once. I'm just going to move to attack. MTGO is tough for that. Yeah, Dexterity Error does suck. I'm going to deploy this Goose. And I'm just going to put Stomping Ground in tapped and say go ahead. We'll have a moment here to hopefully eat their stuff. Yeah, I get that 100%. I mean, I've lost stuff on Dexterity as well. Okay. And stuff, I'm not going to tap myself down. No. Okay. Just going to attack with all creatures here. Mm-hmm. We eat the Monstrous. And then we also eat the Archfiend. Let them living end. They want a living end. Okay. That's fine with me. Second main here. We're just going to drop in a Courser. Got an Arbor Elf on top. It's not bad. We have Inferno Titan next turn if we want it. We have a ton of draws in the bank as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd only have 4 as a backup, sadly. Shriek Maw. Okay. They evoked that, so 1, 2, 3. So that's 6. I actually don't think we want to deploy that this turn. I think what I'd like to do here is dig a bit more. So let's get big mana unlocked. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I would have. I would have had answers, maybe. What I'm going to do here, then, is I'm going to tap this down. I'm actually going to add 2, just to get that up a little bit. That way I can drop another Forest, and we can hold up another activation. I like the way that turned out for me. Next turn, we got Inferno Titan. Yeah, no problem. Of course, I'm always down to answer questions or anything. Stone Rain here. Kind of like it, actually. Let's start by plushing Chandra. See what we hit here. A bop. No, I will not cast that bop. Untap here. And then 2. Inferno Titan. Because look, if they living end me here, I'm going to be able to have tons of action. I got oodles of clues and everything. Alright, they can cycle in, that's fine. They're going to have a lot that comes back, don't get me wrong. Shriek Mauls and all that nonsense. But that was crazy. I never had MTGO crash on me like that. To be honest, so. Putting 3 up top there. I am going to slam this Stone Rain down home, I think. Actually, no, I'm not. Should I take him off of black? Yeah, I don't actually hate it. I'm going to Stone Rain their Blackleaf Cliffs. I like doing this just to take them off of black in case they have a black-based, you know, living end type effect or whatever. Okay. They probably have some kind of living end. It's a really cool way of removal, actually. Never really thought about it. All right, they're fetching. They're going to have some good stuff coming in here. We'll have Shriek Maul and all that nonsense. So they'll have some good stuff here. Demonic Dread. Okay. They'll get back Pale Recluse, Horror of Broken Lands, and a Shriek Maul. So they'll be able to kill something. I'll get Scooge, Tracker, Courser, which is quite nice. They'll probably kill the Scoos. That's what I would personally kill. But we have 6 Clue tokens sitting here. And we're going to have 2 Tireless Trackers with a good clip of mana. Look at how buggered this Utopia Sprawl is. I've never seen that before. They get another cycle here. Yep. Very nice for them. I got a Blood Moon on top. I like that. That takes them off of black, so this Demonic Dread can't come back. Interesting, they're going to hit the Tracker instead of the Scoos. Okay. Other Scoos on top of the library. Let us draw. Okay. I like just deploying another one of these. And I am also going to drop in a Blood Moon. Oh, I'm an idiot. I clicked wrong. Oops. I didn't leave mana up for Scoos. No, I screwed that one up big time. They're going to get in the red zone here. It's okay. That's fine with me. I'll take 7. The Violent Outburst, I have Inferno Titan. Okay, Fulminator Mage. Very nice for them, very nice. They can't just sack Destroy a Land with that, because if so, I have the ability to eat my own yard and pump either of these oozes. So, they can block sack. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's not just black and white. I'm a little bit bummed on MTGO crashed. I feel like I got tossed out of rhythm a little bit, but it's okay. I'll spend 2, eat a clue. I gotta relieve that green up. I didn't even think about that. I'm just snapping off. It's okay. I gotta slow down a little bit. I got told by the community that I play a little too fast sometimes, and I think they're very fair with that. We're at a bit of a stalemate right now, sadly. If they living end again, though, and they don't gain life in the meantime, Inferno Titan just comes back and kills them. I want to clear this Utopia Sprawl was one of my major objectives. Okay. Draw a card. Yeah, I shouldn't have clicked those 2 forests. Motor memory for using or basics before non-basics. Gotta think a bit more with that. They are currently off of Demonic Dread. What Magus of the Moon. Slam this down onto here. For an additional green. I'm just going to tap 1 and I would like to find a land is what I'm looking for. That's not a land, but that'll be a potential win con face up next turn. So they got to deal with that, or they're going to lose. I did not cast this Magus because I need the ability to fight them elsewhere. I can lay down a chump with the Courser on a Shriek Maul, which will be a trade actually. A Violent Outburst would kill it though. This has to attack every single turn, non-negotiably. This has fear, so I can't actually block it. Here's the thing, though. If they Violent Outburst, they don't have a choice on Cascade, so they're going to have to bring back Inferno Titan. And that would be a net negative for them. So it's actually positive for me to block here. Because that way I can block, kill that, second main, see what they want to do. Simian Spirit Guide. In response, I'm going to eat their Caracal, and I'm going to cycle for a clue token. Windswept Heath. Okay. Gain a life. Bop. Bop. Let's see, what do we got going on here? I need 5 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So 1, 2. Okay. So let me... I got 2 up. Let me eat with a clue token. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to work this out in my head. And 1 here for Stone Rain on the Wooded Foothills. And then this is really screwing me up. I can't see nothing. This Utopia sprawl is just mangling me. They don't have lifelink or nothing. Oh, I forgot. This thing has hidden reach. What an idiot. Oh, it's pro white. Doesn't matter. I always forget Pale Recluse has reach. I always look at the cycling and everything. It just kind of sneaks in there. But this has pro white. Yeah, GG's. All right, we took him 2-0 against Living End. Very nice. Sorry about the technical difficulties that they're still in here, but let's hop on over to match number 2. Real excited about that. On the next match here, we have a very interesting start. This is a bold one. So we don't have basic forest to accompany this blood moon, but we do have Stone Rain to accompany this blood moon, and we also have 2 Chandras. If we lose the Arbor Elf for Dust, I'm gonna mulligan that. Wow. Oh, this is unfortunate. Yeah, I guess so. We bottom the Blood Moon. So go ahead. We can turn to Blood Moon, turn to Stone Rain if we are untouched. So let's just quick fetch out a forest and drop in a bop. They had no other play? So Stone Rain? Okay. Dismembered his response. Interesting. We're gonna Arboro. I assume this is Tron of some kind, like maybe Green Eldrazi? Not really sure. Assume we're gonna see colorless lands here at some point. I don't know why they passed through that turn though. Avatar of the Resolute. Is this what's the name of it? Hardening scales, right? Hardened scales, I want to say. I assume this is a horrendous hand. Sadly. Because these blood moons are just not going to do anything because they're probably mono green. So I will drop down probably a Magus. That way we at least have a blocker out there. I guess the moons can shut off if they have any kind of Ink Moth, Blink Moth Nexus type of stuff. Just so everybody knows as well, Moto has been really bad with lag recently. The game's just been lagging a ton, so let's see what we can get going here. All right, that's definitely not what we want, but we're okay with that. We will Magus of the Moon. We're missing land drops, which is a bummer, but win some, lose most. We can Blood Moon next turn. What do we got here? Groundbreaker. It's a wild... Okay. Yeah, that's like a green ball lightning. This is like a mono green stompy list, I guess. It's kind of dope, actually. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was looking at this card, Groundbreaker. Super wild. But yeah, we're gonna square up on the Avatar of the Resolute, which is fine. We need a land here. That would be fantastic. That's a land. We take them of all varieties. I'm gonna grab Forest. Keep that life total healthy and drop in a Blood Moon. I'm not going to actually attack. I'm just gonna hang back and chill. Okay. We just had a bad hand for this. Let's just be frank, everyone. 2 experiment ones. This is rad. I'm a huge fan of this. I have a deck that I built for Pioneer based around Evolve. I named it Evolvos. So I thought that was kind of funny, personally. So, ooh, that's not a forest. Ooh, I screwed up. Screwed up big time. All right, we'll shop in the Blood Moon, and we got nothing else we can do. So, win some, lose most. But hopefully we're able to get it in here. That was just a really tough first hand into a second hand. We would have been cooked because they had the Dismember. So, if we would have kept that hand, we would have been dust. Steel Leaf Champion, yep. That's fine. I like, this is a cool mono green stompy deck. If I could get online right here, I could Glory Bringer, you know, like we have action. But sadly, I just can't get online. Okay, end step here. Stone Rain. Yeah, I'm gonna pack that one up. GG's. That was on the draw. We were not looking too good. They look mono green, so I think that all of our moon effects are just not going to be that good. I think I want to bring this in. Probably Anger as well. And 2 more hits here. I guess we leave 2 of the Magus in, just as more creature fodder. They don't seem like Cindervines is going to be very good against them. I don't think 3-ball either. They seem like, oh, maybe 3-ball would be decent. It could slow them down a little bit. You know what? Let me bring 3-ball in, actually. We'll roll with that. See what that looks like. Let me make sure we get into the game here. Let me view my sideboard. All right, 3-ball did make an appearance. Yes, I would like to play first. This is crazy. I will keep it. This is madness, I tell you, madness. We'll have a tap for a red. If they dismember, they dismember. Nothing we can do about it. But we have a backup elf anyway. So, I'm not mad about it. I would like to see a second 4, or at least just another land make an appearance here. If we could have a second land cameo, life would be a lot better. We'd actually have the opportunity to both Tireless Tracker and drop the second elf and just have Mega Man mana. Again, we got to go untouched for that to happen. So, the elf, we're gonna hopefully we draw a land so we can drop it, cast Utopia Sprawl, tap, untap, 4 mana, Tireless Tracker, elf. That's what we're looking for here. Strong chance this Sprawl goes on to red, but not 100% sure. Forest. We could Stone Rain as well. Okay. Little 2/1 Kessig Prowler. Give me a land. Not a land. Let me Utopia Sprawl here. You know what? Funny enough, I'm actually gonna put that one on green. Put that one on red and use that on green. Moto is not liking this. Moto's like, you're doing too much. Stop it. Way too much action, it's saying. Ooh, the lag has been bad. Next turn, though, we can do some Mega Man stuff. We can drop Tireless Tracker. We can Stone Ring. We can Bolt. There we go. Okay. Does this automatically transform if I just don't cast a spell? Can't remember. Cool. So we're both lagging. All right. They got the Strangleroot Geist. That's great. I'm not going to lay a block down here. I'm not even going to worry about it. Give me a land. No. If I go like this, and then like this, and then like this, I can go like that. And I can hit that. Actually, and that. Say done. Okay. It's going to come back with Undying. We don't care much about that. We're going to do that. We're going to tap this. Do we want a Stone Rain or do we want a Tracker? And I think we want a Tracker. That's cracked. That felt crazy. I like the way that one felt. 3 mana unlocks a lot for their deck. But we can bolt the Strangleroot Geist. Like, I would like to go to combat. I hope they play down that Steel Leaf champion. Attack with Inferno Titan. They probably think we're going to bluff, but we're not. Because we're not scared like that. And I'm just going to hit them with a Lightning Bolt on the Geist, which would then be a 2-for-1. While Tireless Tracker gets in for free. Actually, no. There's that 1 mana instant speed Theros where it's +X equal to the number of forests you get. So I'm not going to block. There's a Scoos, which is fine with me. Another Arbor Elf. Good lord. Okay. Let me move to attack here. I'm going to put 3 down on that Scoos. Just beat in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to Stone Ring one of their forests. I'm going to untap this, and I'm going to cast Bolt, and then Elf. And say go ahead. Yes, I would like to move on to the next phase, please. Wow, that felt crazy. Being able to do all that. This, I ain't gonna lie to you, I never got to play with the Titans before. Yo, Inferno Titan is fun to play with. I can play with that card all day, every day. That's a ton of fun. Just big beefy beater, you know? Just doing the most. Yeah, because last turn, if they would have hit me with that, whatchamacallit? The, oh, I forget the name of it. But they would have hit me with the, it's like the Theros card. It's 1 green and it gets +X, which is equal to, I think, your devotion to green, maybe, or something like that. Thought it was a number of forests you have. I could be wrong, though. It's been a minute since I played it. I played it in like a really sketchy Pioneer list for a while. I had like a mono green Pioneer Stompy list I was trying to brew up on here, based around like snow basics and stuff. So, all right, GG's. That felt really good, really sketchy, but really good. We have all the Magasau. Grudge doesn't seem good. Vines doesn't seem good. I guess Cage a little bit, but it's not worth sacrificing the slot in the list. I'm going to leave the Anger of the Gods. We are going to be at a bit of a disadvantage here. Well, it depends on the hand we're going to get. I think being on the draw against this deck is a little bit sketchy. If we don't get our lands correctly, you know, like if they have removal for an early Arbor Elf with a Utopia Sprawl and whatnot, we can be dust, you know. I'd really like to see Pier and Kieran Nalar make a cameo. I'd really like to see Chandra Torture Defiance also make a cameo here. Glorybringer as well. Basically, everything past our 3 slot is very, very, very good for us. And I think Storm Breath Dragon has a chance to just be an all-star without monstrosity. So, but what was that? Like a turn 3 Inferno Titan? You know what I'm saying? Like that's just, that's a house right there. So, I'm a big fan of that. All right, let's see what they got going on. Ooh. Yeah, I like this. We can get a second land too. Now I've been saying that a lot today. Hitting them with a 3-ball is just so good. Opportunity for a turn 2 3-ball here. Plus Arborel. A second one. As well as an Anger of the Gods. Okay, another Kessig Prowler. All right, Courser. Gonna just grab Forest here. Arborel. We don't have to worry as much about basics, but I'm really caring more about damage, personally. I wonder what those lands are from. I'm not going to square up with the Kessig Prowler. It's not on my to-do list. Another one. And another one. Maelstrom Pulse will go hard right now. We're going to be able to untap this with only 2 mana, which is fine. We will put this on red. We will untap this. And then we will tap this down. I will drop out another Arbor Elf. We're going to take 6 here. But we can untap with 6 mana, which means we can both Anger the Gods and Course the Crewfix, if that's what we want. That's not good. That's very bad. We don't want that. Okay. Give me red. No red. All right, well, untap. Tap. Untap. Tap. Drop in 3-ball. Natural state. That's pretty rad. Interesting choice, though. Oh, that's brutal. I might just lose us the game, actually. If I can get Pia and Kieran Nalar down this turn, that would be great. No! No way! Is this really how we're about to lose? That's some of the craziest unluckiness I've seen. Yeah, that's GG's. I mean, we just didn't draw another land in like any of these games. So, unlucky. We lose 1-2 versus Mono Green Stompy. So, is what it is. I mean, we get unlucky sometimes. Just not enough lands in the deck. So, maybe I gotta get better at mulligan. I'll think a bit more about it. But good games versus Gruul. Let's hop on over to match number 3. Third match here, we're against Pascal, who's a really good homie, telling me to play slower, take my time, think about lines more. So I am going to do so, and I'm going to keep. Yes, this line has no natural red source. I understand that. I'm going to play a Birds of Paradise. Opt. Interesting. Don't know what they're on. Pascal's got a couple different decks they play. They liked it, though. They kept it on top. Got a lot of love for these old Zendikar lands. I know that they were the big cheese back in the day. Let me quick toss a Utopia Sprawl on here. Okay. No, I cannot. That's fine. Interesting. I thought Spell Pierce only hit instants and sorceries, in all honesty. Wasn't 100% sure, so. I mean, if this is twin, our goose is cooked, right? Like, there ain't nothing we can do. Like, we just don't have the hand to beat twin. There's nothing we can do about it. Like, I didn't know what they were on, so we kept the hand based on the strength of some good ramp. That low down island had me thinking that they had Spell Pierce, which I honestly forgot hit Utopia Sprawl, which I should have because I thought it hit Blood Moon. Just wasn't putting two together in my brain. Okay. Interesting. They're going to snap pierce this. Huh. Can't say I agree with that. But I also know it's in my hand and they don't. So, I guess that makes a lot of sense. I'd like to see a red source here. Personally. Because I am quite interested in Pia and Kieran. They left Oodles of Mana up. Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright, we'll play the elf out. Yeah, we just got unlucky that our Utopia Sprawl got countered, to be honest with you. I didn't know if they had it or not. I should have just thought a little bit more. This is exactly what Pascal was talking about with thinking. So, spot on there, mate. Spot on. Double red's cooking me right now. This is an interesting mana base now that I think about it. GG's. Nothing I can do about it. Alrighty. Cindervines coming in, as is Nature's Claim. Blood Moon doesn't really hurt their deck as much as I would like it to. But they're a little faster than I'm personally a fan of. So I think what it's going to be is a 2-cut of Molten Rain and bring these suckers in. Trinisphere doesn't do what I need it to do either. Ancient Grudge only hits artifacts. So it's going to be Cinder's Vine and Nature's Claim that we're going to have. So looks like we're on blue-red Twin. Twin has been very powerful. There's a couple different versions of Twin running around. The one that I played was not powerful. And that was Rug Twin. But blue-red Twin looks very, very powerful. So I am very interested to see if this deck can hang. If I can get a hand to hang as well, I think being on the draw there did not help our chances at all. But that's okay. I mean, Twin has some cantrips, but I don't think Trinisphere does enough against them. Anger doesn't kill Exarch. So I'm going to just bring in my single claim and 3 of my Cinder Vines and see if we can get them knocked down with the cantrip and whatnot. All right, I'll keep this. Forest Bop. Bolt, okay. Stomping Grounds tapped. Keep it pushing. Always got to bolt the bird. I mean, maybe we need to respect Twin more out of the board. Maybe we need more artifact or enchantment, I should say. Action. Okay. Spellskite. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, looks like Blood Moon to me. I mean, I could Chandra here, but I think I'm more in the business of getting a Tireless Tracker down. Remand? I mean, if they have the combo, they have the combo. There isn't anything I can do about it. You know, like, that's just the unfortunate part of this. Stomping Ground. Maybe we need to respect Twin a bit more. I don't know. Let me see what did they do there too? They went one top. So if they have it, they have it. Yep. Okay. So this is a top version. This deck is incredibly powerful. Yeah. The top Delver is crazy. I can't remember. Pascal might have taken a 6-0 run with this in general through League last time. It's going to be a house. It's going to be an issue to deal with. Might even run Counterbalance. I'm not 100% sure. I believe some decks do and some decks don't. I think what I do here is I actually drop in a Courser. I mean, they got top up. Like, it's not looking good for us. Let's be real. Okay. Nope. Courser wasn't even the main hit there. So we're fine with them spending some mana to deal with it. No blocks there. Looking at their top. I believe that they could actually Spellskite to steal that. but I'm not sure. Wow. Yeah, this deck's disgusting. Okay. 1/2 for a Cindervines. Spellskite. Let's see if they have it. This counterbalance deck with top is just way too good. Wow, negate. That's brutal. Okay. Well, I don't have many ways. I mean, Cindervines didn't come down early enough. That's how I could deal with a counterbalance. That's how I could deal with a twin. The whole thing is just a pain. But it's all right. Second top. That is madness. That is madness incarnate. Okay. Draw. Stone Rain. Stone Rain's actually like low key kind of big here. I don't think it's going to slip in under this counterbalance at all. But I'm still going to slam it. Yeah, another Deceiver. Like I don't know. Counterbalance feels almost unbeatable. To be honest with you, with top legal in the format, it just like straight up doesn't feel winnable sometimes. And this is one of those games. And I don't respect counterbalance enough, I guess, or twin maybe. But again, like Cindervines on 2 on the play, that's what I'm looking for. Maybe I need to mulligan more aggressively or something. I don't know. I mean, they should have twin available by now. They can always just flash in Deceiver and they have it in their hand and tap me now. You know, like it's not rocket science or nothing. Okay, they're gonna draw. Or they're gonna untap their top. Is that how that works? If you untap, can you draw twice? Oh, well, that's pretty cool. Good for them. On the top. Yeah, they can get their damage in. That's fine. Come on, give me like my big 6 drop off the top. That's not what I'm looking for. You know what? They might not have an answer to this. They're topping. I don't even know what they would have in their deck that would answer Stormbreath Dragon for like top activity. Attack with all creatures. Okay. And I'm just going to pass with a clue token up. Main phase top. Interesting. No top on their upkeep. Deals X damage. Okay. Harvest Pyre it is. I'm going to hold back the Deceiver. I'm going to draw off a clue. Tireless Tracker just putting in incredible amounts of incremental value. Gonna play the sick mountain art that we haven't got to see through this league yet. I'm gonna draw off a clue token. We do have haste creatures in the cancel. Let me move through. Going to attack here. Okay, Spellskite dies. I've drawn so much of my deck that just doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, I guess they could top in response here, but like, do they care? It's always my question. I personally wouldn't care, but I'm not everyone, so. Seen a lot of lands, though. It's a bummer part of this. This is a cool mountain, though. I kind of fell in love with these like Blood Moon, these Ravnica lands. Some of them are very, very, very cool looking. I thought the mountain looked exceptional, personally. So they can counter it with top. Yeah, Arbor Elf ain't doing nothing for us at this point. And then I'm going to just say, okay, go on ahead. They're going to top again. Probably put their top further down, maybe, so draw action or something. Not 110% sure. Funeral Pyre was pretty cool, though, or Harvest Pyre. Like an X spell that isn't an X spell. It's very wild. Really interested in, like, I guess they already know what's on the top three. Interesting. So there's another Spellskite. So they are gunking up the board. Like, they're successfully doing that. Nothing on that front has changed. Okay. You slam down that. Let me just draw off of this. Okay. Well, I'm going to beat in here with Spellskite as the blocker, most likely. Deceiver. Interesting. Okay. And 2 for a Magus of the Moon. Counterbalance. Deceiver. Okay. So I'll just hang out. This is pretty dreadful. I'm not going to lie to everyone. This counterbalance just doesn't feel good. It really doesn't feel good with top. Not what I'm looking for. So you can flash it in, tap, untap. I can't get any other creature down because they just continually top. So if I were to cast a top removal spell, they're just going to top. It's not like I have Force of Vigor or nothing like that. So yeah, taking care of counterbalance, taking care of top, it's all very difficult. So it is what it is. Not a whole lot I can do. I can just keep drawing cards out of my library until I hopefully draw a 6-drop. So that's where the money's made. Show me my Titan. That is not it, cousin. Tireless Tracker is going to get the beats in again. Let's see who they want to sacrifice. Spellskite, yeah. And 1 for a Magus of the Moon. I mean, we haven't been able to play anything. I'm not going to lie, this feels pretty dreadful. But maybe this is just how the format's going to end up being, you know, and that's just like something I got to accept one way or the other. I assume by now they have twin. Like, that's just my assumption. Like, I assume they're a third of the way through their deck. They have to have some kind of line to twin now. Should have been turns ago is what my honest thought was. So I'm feeling this turn we're probably going to get the EO combo knockout, but could be wrong. There's top. That's the other crazy thing about counterbalance is I bring in Nature's Claims, but it doesn't matter because they could just stick top on top of their deck and it automatically gets countered, which is tough. Second top. Well, Glorybringer might get the job done for us. Let's see what else we draw. You know what they probably have? They probably have Cryptic. I bet you they got Cryptic. And they're going to buy a whole turn off of Cryptic then, sadly. I mean, is there a position where I could like wait to run some things out or not wait or whatever? I don't really think so, in all honesty. Yeah, I think that this is just a deck that's very good and there's not a whole lot I can do about it. We're lagging heavy right now. Sadly, I can't even see my mana count. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if they have. I guarantee you that in hand right now, like my legitimate guess is that we have a Cryptic command. No, I clicked through combat. Oops. That was a screw up. What an idiot. Cryptic command this. Wow, I took that? GG's. Okay. So, yeah, we need Ancient Grudge. Yeah, that sucks. Trinisphere isn't even good. Anger isn't good. Molten Rain isn't good. I wish Molten Rains in this weren't Molten Rain, and I wish they were Pillage. Pillage would make my life a lot happier. So yeah, Ancient Grudge comes in, and I believe I can drop probably a bop. This Nature's Claim is a bit of a prayer. Honestly, everything under Glorybringer Plus is a prayer. They probably got Jaces in their deck. And we know they got Mad 3 drops with Deceiver, maybe even Pester. We know they got Mad Force, because we know that they got Twin. You know that they got Pia. Or they got, we have Pia. They got Twin and Jace probably. So it's a tough one. And we're on the draw here. I have no interaction. But I do have a turn 2 Blood Moon. We're on the draw. They're going to have 2 mana up. We have a Courser and we have a turn 3 Pia. If they bolt us, though, we're slow. I think we have to aggressively mulligan here. I don't like to do this, but... I mean, what is his hand doing? I don't think enough. So I'm going to mulligan. This feels like it's doing a bit more. And I'm actually going to stick, I think, Lightning Bolt on the bottom here. Personally, Lightning Bolt feels like the worst card in that hand to me. That's big money right there. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to drop the Arbor Elf. And what I'm hoping for is that we can get a moment here with top with their pants down. Actually, we are going to get a chance. Because what they're going to do here is they're going to fetch with Scalding Tarn. And when they fetch, what I'm going to do in response is I'm going to shock in a Stomping Ground. And I'm going to Nature's Claim that. Because they're going to draw it. They're not going to gain 4 life. They're going to search and then they're going to shuffle. I don't even care if this gets countered at this point. Yeah, go ahead. As long as we can get top out of the way. If they have another top, they have another top. Nothing we can do about it. But we need a top out of the way. And there's another top. Oh my god. That's so frustrating. I mean, I had the interaction for it. They had no shields up. So, like, they shuffled that away. So. I'm going to end step, fetch, tap land. No. I mean, that's really frustrating. I won't sit here and lie about it. Our hand's not doing anything right now, but I just got to pass on through and bluff that I have interaction. That's brutal. I really thought that we might be able to clear top there, but I guess it's just the way of life sometimes. Nothing I can do about it. Thought Scour. Bolt, bluff, canal. That's just really cool. It's an innovative way I've never seen personally of someone to clear a top. It's actually pretty cool. I dig that. Okay. Double bolt means that I am now going to hold Pia and Kieran in my hand. I don't want to trifle with it. Okay, they're going to fetch. Okay. Deceiver Exarch. That's fine. I mean, we have double bolt up. Like, we are sitting here holding double bolt. It's not going to do a whole lot if they have interaction. This double draw off the top is crazy. It's a really cool interaction. Top. Okay. Fetch. I'm gonna, I think, just, I'll grab another stomping ground. Why not? Okay. I'll stick that on that forest there. I'll let it tap for green. And I'll just say go ahead for now. Top again. Top gameplay on the other side of the field does feel pretty brutal sometimes. I'm not going to sit here in front about it. Thought Scour to clear the top. Very nice, very nice. We can get to a moment here where we can, like, stabilize. That would be very nice. I would be happy to get to a point where I can, like, put them back. Maybe they're a card disadvantage even. Like, it would be very nice to be in a more stable position. But right now we're taking a bolt. I'm going to try and get Pia and Kieran out there. Let's see. 1, 1, 2. Actually, I'm just going to run out Pia. Or I'm just going to run out Arbor Elf. I'm an idiot. Shouldn't have put that on green. I should have put that on red. That was big stupid of me. So, spinning top again. I mean, they just see a lot more of their deck too. It's a crazy part. Doesn't tell me what order they put them back in. It's like kind of tough to know like what order they put them in. Okay. Interesting that they spun top and then fetched. I don't really know what the point of that is. But I mean, they could just untap here and point combo at us. So we'll see how that goes. Been holding up double bolt this entire game. Stupidly stuck that Utopia sprawl. I really just didn't think about the land count. Even if I mean, I'm not playing super fast. I looked down, I seen I only had 2 green sources, and it was like, all right, these could become just pure mountains. Let me stick this on green to keep it at a 3-3 split. But really, in hindsight, I shouldn't have done that because it's not doing enough for me. Like, this deck is primarily red, you know? But I guarantee you in their hand, my strong guess is they're holding Remand. That's my guess. Okay. That was all on my end step, I just realized. That's kind of crazy. I legitimately didn't even realize that was my end step. Wow. I thought we were on their turn still. Bonkers. All right, there's a second mountain. Lets me sleep a little bit better at night. I'm going to slam down a Pia and Kieran here. This will clog up the board if it resolves. There's the Remand. Okay. We're going to go down to 5 here. Spin top again. I mean, if they play a counterbalance, like, I'm just cooked, right? All right, so I'm going to be on a 2-turn clock. Maybe this was preemptive, but I just wanted to get that out of the way. I mean, if they have, you know, twin here, they have twin. Sorry if I've been a little bit deflated during this game. This countertop play has been, this top play has just been kind of very mind-numbing. To be honest with you. I obviously, looking back now, just didn't play top correctly. Like when I played it on rock top, didn't play it correctly. I was speaking to, I wanted to say Mouth of Sauron today about top, but I think top's like cool. You know, like I don't want to say top is whack and ban it or anything, but at the same time, like, is top really it? Is what I'm kind of wondering. Like, is top worth the having in the format? Yeah, it's good games. Yep, nothing I can do about it. So we lost. That is a 1-2 loss to counter top twin. So it's what it is. Let's hop on over to the outro here. Well, we're not sitting perfect through the league right now at a 1-2 record, sadly. We ended up dropping a match to Mono Green, which we honestly just had some really unfortunate land draws. They had good interaction there, though. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to discredit them. Just we draw in differently. I think the games would have looked a little bit better. We lost 1-2 as well to it would be countertop twin blue red. It's a lot to say. It's countertop with a twin package. It's in blue red. It's an extremely good deck. I believe it went 6-0 last league. Incredibly good. The countertop feels like very, very unbeatable. As I'm just recording after that game, it feels kind of dreadful to play against. It's just so powerful, and most decks that run it have a curve up to 4. So realistically, I only have 5 cards in my deck that are possibly going to be able to outpace it, but then that's what it remands for. So a little bit tough, but we did beat 2-0. We beat Live Again, which is pretty cool. So that's a cool deck as well. I like Live Again. It's probably my favorite graveyard deck in this format. It feels very good when you get beaten by it, and also when you beat it. It's powerful, but it's not like dredge feeling, you know? So, but I think this deck is good. I think we got unlucky match 2. I think realistically, with a different mulligan or a different draw pattern, even just a single red source, I think there on turns 1 through 3, I think we would have been looking a lot better. And we probably would be staring at a 2-1 record right now, but hey, it's not how it always works. I mean, opponents were good. They played well. That mono green brew was extra spicy, and I really dig that. So I'm excited to see the rest of the league. I hope we get 3 wins and end up 4-2. That's what my goal here is. So I'm hoping we hit it. But I hope everybody enjoyed. This has been 3-2 Brew, and until next time, cheers.